Guys, what is cracking? How are we doing today? Hoping everyone is having a great Saturday. I know I definitely am. Just wanted to make a quick video today, guys, going over something that often comes up in conversation with real estate agents. And so this is a bit of a topic on how to get 50 plus piping hot leads per month and keep them hot. So it's a real big thing to get high quality leads, but then it's another thing to actually nurture these leads so that you aren't having to call 100, 200 plus leads and get those touch points in manually. It's extremely time consuming. If you don't have a solution in place for that problem, well, then it's not really going to work. You're going to be stuck just calling leads. So this is really, really important. So hot leads coming into your business are a game changer. Having people that actually want you to contact them is what will make it unreasonable for you not to get an extra 2 to 3 sales per month. So guys, if you have people that are wanting you to ring them and are actively looking for someone to list their property and they're reaching out to you to list that for them, it would just not make sense for you not to make money. Like it just wouldn't. So you know these people are interested. You know these people are interested in your brand. So that's it. You just need to be generating warm, hot leads from people who actually want you to list their home. And you're already halfway there. So a massive problem when generating leads is not creating enough intent from your prospects and making it too easy for them to hand over their information, and there not being enough friction in the lead gen process. But then on the other hand, you can go to the other end of the spectrum and make it too difficult for them to hand over their information in the lead gen process. And so what I'm kind of referring to here, I'm not saying landing pages don't work, because they do, and they can work really well. But what we found is that when you're directing people externally from Facebook, they get kind of pissed off. They're like, why are you taking me away from Facebook? I want to keep connecting with them, because that's what people are on Facebook to do, right? Is to connect with family and friends, to watch silly videos or whatever people do on Facebook. But basically, when you're taking people off Facebook, they go, nah, I want to go straight back to Facebook. So the way to combat this problem, and what we've found has worked really, really, really well historically, is just keeping it all on Facebook. Why would you move people away from Facebook? So through using the Messenger platform on Facebook, you can actually build your qualification process in that Messenger platform and have people give you their information in the Messenger platform. So there's no external sites, there's no landing pages. It's super simple, just one qualification process. And that's it. That's all you need to get really, really high quality, high intent leads. And so another thing that we've found when directing people to landing pages is that there's autofill data involved. So it becomes very easy for people to give their information over. So what actually happens is once they leave the page and go and put their information in on the landing page, well, then what happens is people just forget. People just forget about it. They forget about that it ever happened. But when you're actually building an audience out of people on Facebook, they're always on Facebook. So every time they open their Facebook, they have that direct connection with your brand and that direct connection with you and with your brand, which is super powerful, because then they're not going to forget about you. You're always going to be there, top of mind. You're always going to be the go-to agent for them, which is super important. So these leads come through hot when you're using Facebook Messenger chatbots. And just for that reason alone, because they're always there, they're always being nurtured with your content and with your brand. And so it just creates this blend of these different, I guess, methods and these different aspects that is just so effective, that we're found to be so effective. Cool. Also, and so, yeah, back to that. And so an example of there being not enough friction to hand over their information is when you're using something like lead forms. So it's a very simple form in which they're handing over their name, mobile, email number. And look, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that these methods don't work, because they do and they can. It's just not going to get you as the most effective results that I personally believe, as something using something like a supersonic seller chatbot system. And so one thing that does work well if you want to use lead forms is hiring an ISA. So actually having someone to come in and scrub these leads, which that does work. That is quite effective. But obviously there's a lot of extra stuff involved. We prefer just a streamlined process, just one qualification system. Cool. Awesome. So you need to use a method that lies right in the middle and captures their information while also building an audience. Okay, so you need to have a method that is not too easy, where they're just one click and all their information's over and they'll forget about it, but also not too difficult where they have to fill out 15 different forms and they just go, oh, stuff this, I want to go back to Facebook. Really, really important. And this is something that I'm really passionate about, and something that is extremely effective. And like I said up here, will literally make it unreasonable for you not to get an extra 2 to 3 sales per month. Cool. And so another thing I want to talk about this is building an audience. So what do I mean when building an audience? So when these people are engaging with your brand on Facebook, they are getting added to an audience of people on the Messenger platform. So you can actually reach out to these people at any time. You can broadcast to these people. Basically, once you've got these people, even if they just click on your ad, they're still in your audience. You've still got them in your database, which is super powerful, because you're not going to get that with landing pages. If people click off their landing page, you're going to lose that contact. Where with this, you're making the most out of every single person that clicks or engages with your ad, with your brand. Super powerful, once again. So I mean, think about it. If a prospect clicks on your ad, then bounces off the page, they still have a slight level of interest. Even though they may not have filled out the landing page, they're still interested, obviously. They still have a slight amount of interest. But then if you're using something like a landing page, or even a lead form where they might have begun to fill something out and then shied away from it, you lose that person. Well, that's a potential listing right there. Okay, so you need to be capturing these people, and then you also need to have them being nurtured at the same time, so that these people that are coming through a bit colder, a bit less down the interest level, over time through the systems that we build, they're being warmed up into some of your hottest leads. Pardon me. So yeah, really important, guys. And I wrote down here, if you're not capturing these people, you are losing some serious moolah. Okay, you need to remember that, guys. If you aren't having these systems built for you correctly, if you don't have an effective system in place, you're just losing money. It really is that simple. And so, what do you need to focus on if you want this done correctly? So you need to have the right lead generation method. Super effective. You can't have leads if you don't have a lead gen method that works. And you also need the right nurture method. Okay. So you can't just be generating leads and that's it. These people need to be getting in contact with your brand minimum of 12 times over the year. Okay. So that's really, really important. They need to be constantly being nurtured with your brand, with your information, kept up to date with the market, things like that. And so that's all done through the custom content that we build out for your brand. And then we market to these people for you. Cool. Awesome. So, yeah, your business needs a 12-month nurture sequence, keeps your prospects hot, and then more importantly, warms the ones up that were icy cold to begin with. Okay. So, you also need a lead gen process that actually works and delivers you consistent, warm opportunities that acts as another layer on your pre-existing marketing. Cool. Guys, awesome. Just wanted to make a quick video today touching on that. Really, really important. If you are interested in having something like this, having a chat around this about how we can just do all this for you, so you can save the thousands of hours that it would actually take to learn how to do all this yourself, well then what I'll do, I'll leave a link to book a call down below. So go down there below, book a call. We can have a chat, and yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have and help you guys out as much as possible. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Thank you.